dark monochromatic looks will make you look taller and leaner. But on the flip side, if you wear bright loud colors or horizontal stripes, it will make you look bigger, larger, and fatter than you actually are. Today, guys, I want to go over some very common mistakes that a lot of guys are making that actually make them look fat, even if they're not. So for this video, we're gonna break this up into a few different categories. We're talking about style, we're talking about grooming, we're talking about diet, nutrition, lifestyle choices, and some other things that you might not have thought of or realized make you actually look larger, chubbier, or skinny fat. Any jeans or any pants, including chinos that you put on that have a tight waistband, or if the pockets are actually popping, which is another mistake that unfortunately makes you look fat, and that is pockets that are basically flaring out. This makes you look like you're wearing pants that are too small, and it also could look like your booty is a bit too large, all right? Something else in terms of waistband is underwear. If you're wearing underwear that are just too tight around your waist, it's gonna make everything look a little bit meatier in the middle. Same thing goes for swim trunks, guys. This is another one that is a huge mistake. I see guys rocking swim shorts that are too small in the waist and too big and baggy. So it does two things. It makes your legs look super thin, and it makes your upper body look soft and doughy. Speaking of soft and doughy, cut off t-shirts, aka homemade tank tops. These are one of the worst offenders for making you look fat or just not lean, because it does a few things. When you remove the sleeves from a t-shirt, it basically is exposing all of the chest fat that you have. We all have it. Dudes have it, right? And unless you're like 5% body fat or built like, I don't know, The Rock, right? You're gonna see the excess fat. Your pecs don't look chiseled from the side. Your sides, your obliques also look fatter and soft and doughy when you actually expose it. The other thing that those cut-off tank tops do is it makes your shoulders look super narrow. When you wear a tank top that is a proper tank top, it's gonna be a little bit tighter in the chest, but also tight in the body. What happens is when you remove the sleeves from a shirt, it basically is just a big baggy box. And when you put it on, you look skinny and you look fat. We're gonna come back to style in a second because there are a ton of style mistakes, but right now I wanna talk a little bit about grooming, all right? We're gonna be all over the place in today's video, all right? Grooming, big beards, wide beards, full beards make you look fat because it makes your face look round. Anytime your face looks round or like you're retaining water, it makes you look heavy. And we're gonna talk about water retention after grooming, but bottom line, if you've got a full beard, taper it down to look a little bit leaner and more chiseled. Also, underneath your chin, if you're removing that hair, it makes you look like you've got a double chin because when you talk, you can actually see it. This makes you look fat. You gotta make sure that you do not remove the hair underneath of your jaw. We talk about that all the time. If you've got a super fluffy or puffy hairstyle, also, it makes you look heavier. Instead, all right, what I'd recommend is tighten it up on the sides, maybe get a little bit of lift or volume, make sure that the hairstyle is giving your face a little bit more angularity and you're gonna look better, all right? Something else that's just a little bit random in terms of round faces is crew necks. All right, crew neck shirts make your face look rounder. When you wear a crew neck shirt, it actually rounds out the look of your face. And the reason is because basically you've got this round collar against your face and it basically gives the visual illusion of your face being rounder and fatter, all right? And so if you're looking to have the more angular looking face, go with something like a polo that's open, all right? It creates a little bit of a drop, a little bit of V, or go with a V-neck or a button-up shirt and just unbutton a few buttons. It's gonna draw the eye down, make your face look more angular. Hoodies. Hoodies, you know hoodies, every dude loves hoodies, right? Unfortunately, they make you look a little bit chubby because of the way that they're constructed and the fact that they've got like a kangaroo pouch down in the front of the shirt. It makes you look heavier, and then having all that extra fabric up around your face. Hoodies, unfortunately, just make you look a little bit heavy. I'm just telling you, all right? They make you look round, all right? Something else that makes you look round is retaining water, all right? Retaining water in your body, retaining water in your face. So how are you gonna retain less water in your face or your body? Is drink more water, all right? 120 ounces of water a day is what I would recommend, all right? It's gonna help flush your body so that you don't retain it. When you actually are retaining water, a lot of times you're gonna retain it in your face. It's gonna look a little bit puffy. You're gonna lose definition in your chin or your jaw. You're also not gonna see your cheekbones as well, and your eyes a lot of times will look a little bit puffy. So what I recommend is add a little bit of lemon to about 120 ounces of water a day. That's like 1 gallon. The lemon acts as a natural diuretic to help your body flush a little bit more. But the bottom line is this: if you are retaining fluid, you're gonna look fat. Carbohydrates, reduce them. If you wanna look leaner and retain less water, eat less shitty, starchy carbohydrates, all right? Go with the more fibrous carbs. They're gonna help your body basically not retain or hang on to water. Another pro tip is eat more protein. The other pro tip is stop going out to eat as much as you do. Unfortunately, one of the problems with going out to eat is that you don't actually know what you're consuming. And so what I recommend, if you wanna basically look as lean and good as possible, make your meals. Prior planning prevents poor diet performance. You gotta think, you gotta plan, you gotta prepare, all right? Because if you're just at home and you get hungry, what are you gonna do? You're gonna call like Uber Eats or something, right? Not only is it a huge waste of money, it's terrible for your body, and you're gonna end up not only looking fat, but getting fat. Now, for those of you who are like, yo, Alpha, I don't wanna cook, I don't wanna prepare, I just wanna grab and go. Good news, gentlemen, Factor. All right, I've talked about Factor a ton. I use this service. I'm obsessed with it because these meals are not only delicious, they are nutritious, all right? So the way that it works, guys, there's a link down below this video. Go there, go through my link, and then what you're gonna do is basically choose the meal plan that you want. They've got a bunch of different options. I go Calorie Smart. All of the meals are 550 calories or below. You could go Carb Conscious, you could go Protein Plus, you could go Keto, you could go Vegan and Veggie, or you could go Chef's Choice, all right? After you pick the type of meal, then you pick how many meals a week you want, all right? For me, I go 6 because Factor is what I like to do for lunch, and typically my wife will steal 1 or 2 every week, and so it's good to have an extra, all right? Factor is super flexible. You can change your order literally like every week. You could even pause or reschedule an order if you're not gonna be there or you need to put it off, right? And then what's gonna happen is Factor's gonna deliver you your meals in a box with like ice packs, and like I said, the Factor meals are never frozen. They are fresh and they are chef inspired. And then when you get them, you take them out, you pop them in the fridge, and then whenever you're ready to eat, all you do, boom, you take one out, you open it up, throw it in the microwave, 2 minutes. So while that's heating up, I'll tell you a few other reasons why I personally love Factor. It saves you time. You don't have to go to the grocery store and go shopping. It also saves you money. You're not wasting money on food that you get that you don't actually eat or you don't use in making a meal that you think you're going to, like when you're at the store and then you don't end up making it. And it also saves me time and money because I am not ordering Uber Eats, right? That is one of the biggest money sucks that a lot of people make. It's the mistake of, oh, it's convenient, it's easy. It doesn't get any easier than going to your fridge, grabbing a Factor meal, popping it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then chowing down. Check it out, Tuscan style pork chop with steamed kale, garlicky cauliflower mash, and chive buttered broccoli. Gentlemen, this smells so incredibly good. This pork chop is so tasty. Want to taste it? Yeah, this is so good. Really good. Oh my God. It's a Tuscan pork chop.
That is good.
Is it good? It's so good. Gentlemen, if you're ready to try Factor, I got a special offer for you. If you go to factor75.com or click the special link in the description, use the discount code 50ALPHAM to get 50% off plus free shipping off your first Factor box. That's code 50ALPHAM at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping off your first Factor box. The next mistake that makes you look fat is bad posture, all right? Whether or not you're sitting, slouching, rounding your shoulders, or basically just not standing up straight, all right? This is something that's gonna make you look short. It's also gonna make you look a little bit doughy and soft, all right? Good posture, chest up, right? Shoulders back, walking tall, head up, all right? Something else that makes you look fat is when you basically bury your head. If you're always like down looking at your phone, it makes you look like you've got a double chin. Up, gentlemen, you gotta get it up. Also, stomach, muscles, you need them, tone. All right, if you're somebody that never works your abs or you've got a weak core, you're not gonna be able to basically hold everything in tight and strong when you're walking around or just hanging out. If you're just letting your stomach kind of just like hang out and you're never like holding it in and holding it tight, right, because your core is weak, it makes you look fat, all right? Something else that makes you look like you got a dad bod and basically skinny fat is if you don't work your upper body, your shoulders or your chest, all right? You gotta make sure you work on that V taper. It's about dropping and drawing that eye down if you wanna have a nice aesthetic, lean, muscular physique and you don't wanna look fat. You gotta work those shoulders, you gotta work the back. You gotta look wide and then your waist should look small, which is why you also don't wanna have muffin top. If you are wearing a shirt that is not tailored and you're tucking it in, chances are it's gonna come undone and it's gonna make you look like you've got a muffin top. Muffin top, right? It looks like you literally like have a can of biscuits that just like popped and exploded. You've gotta look for clothing that is more tailored, all right? Not only in button-up shirts, anything you're gonna tuck in. Suits are another thing that make you look fat. If you're wearing a boxy suit that just kind of hangs on you, that doesn't have good tailoring or doesn't have a nice shape, it's gonna make you look fat. Tailoring is one of the things that's going to make you look tall and muscular, all right? If you are wearing big oversized clothing or it's just boxy or baggy, right? Whether or not it's a suit, it's pants, or it's like a shirt or a t-shirt, it just is making you look heavy, all right? You gotta make sure that you don't have a ton of extra fabric. And this goes for your pants as well. Something else that makes you look short and fat is wearing pants that are basically too big, too baggy, and have a low or a long rise, all right? You don't want a ton of extra fabric down in the crotch, all right? You should reach down and grab meat. Any clothing that is like skin tight makes you look fat. Unless you literally like are like built like a Greek god and have super low body fat percentage. But even if you do, when you wear clothing that's like super tight, it doesn't make you look good. It makes you look like you're showing off. Something else that makes like every dude look fat is Under Armour shirts, right? If you're putting on something and it's like super skin tight, you may think, yo, I look good. You don't. You look fat. I'm just telling you the truth. All right? You got to look for clothing that has a little bit of room in the midsection of the shirt, or else you're going to look like a sausage. Big, bulky, or clunky shoes also make you look heavier than you are. And really, it's just a visual thing, right? When somebody looks down at you, if your feet look like big and bulky and don't have much structure or shape, it basically is going to make you look short and squat. It also is going to make your legs look shorter. The shorter your legs, the worse you look, all right? You've got to make sure that you're trying to maintain a nice, clean line from your shoulders down to your feet. Anything that breaks that line is something you need to avoid, because if not, it's going to make you look fat, which is why color blocking is also not great if you want to look tall and lean. Color blocking is basically wearing different colors, top and bottom. The reason why I'm a big fan of monochromatic looks, all right, whether or not it's all dark, like dark black or gray, or just like even earth tones, is because of what it does visually, right? It makes you look tall, it makes you look lean, it makes you look muscular, all right? But if you're wearing something that basically breaks you up at the top or at the bottom, right, and you're wearing like very high contrast pants and shirt, it's gonna make you look shorter, and if the color is very light or bright, it's gonna make you look wider. You've gotta remember this, right? It's all about the reflection of light. If you're wearing a bunch of light colors, it's gonna make you look larger. Light colors reflect light, make you look bigger. Dark colors absorb light, make you look thinner, more muscular, taller, and sexier. Certain fabrics make you look bigger, all right? If you're wearing a big, chunky, heavy, like cardigan sweater, right? It's gonna make you look heavier than you actually are, right? The heavy fabrics, or even like fleeces, unfortunately, make you look big and heavy. And if you're wearing something that is just like boxy or blousey, right? Even though it may be in style, and this sweater I absolutely love, but it definitely makes me look heavier. Look what happened, right? It makes me look fatter. It makes me look like I've got a midsection when I actually don't. And it's all because of the fit, it's all because of the fabric, and the fact that it is not really tailored. Now, I still love cardigans, but if you are looking to maximize your physique, it's definitely something that you should be aware of, because certain things do definitely make you look heavier and fatter than you actually are. But on the flip side, there are things that you can do to basically look leaner, more muscular, and more amazing.